For tonight's lesson, we're going to do Unit 1, Lesson 18. Before we even get started, I'm going to cross off or circle number 2, and I'm going to come back to that one at the end. Let's read our directions. Write an equation and solve the problem. Molly rode her bike 10 miles every day for 5 days. How many miles did she ride? So I go back. Every in this case would be my each. So she rode her bike 10 miles each day. So this is my 10 or my each. I'm going to put it in my equation. You know, my multiplication comes there. My equals comes here. Every day for 5 days. Well, I know that couldn't be my total, because there's nothing I can multiply by 10 to get 5. So 5 has to be my group. So I had rode bike 5 days. Each day I rode it 10 miles. How many miles did I ride in all? Because I have both my factors, I can solve. 5 times 10 equals, count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. N equals 50 miles. And then I box my answer. We're going to skip number 2. We're going to go down to number 3. Tony hung some photographs on one wall in his room. He hung them in 3 rows with 4 photos in each row. How many photos did Tony hang? Looking for my each. 4 photos in each row. So my 4 is going to be my each. My multiplication, my equals. 3 couldn't possibly be my total because there's nothing I can multiply by 4 to get 3. So 3 has to be my number of rows. I have 4 in each row. What is the total number? Multiplying by 4, we can use the strategy of double it and double it. So 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 times 4 equals 12. N equals 12. Go back to my equation. How many photos? And then I box my answer. Look at number 5. At the Shady Acres stable, there are 5 horses in each barn. There are 4 barns. How many horses are at Shady Acres? Okay, got to find my each. Here's the word each. There are 5 horses in each barn. So 5 is my each. Put it in my equation as my second factor. Here's my multiplication sign. Here's my equal sign. 4 would not be my total. There's nothing I can multiply by 5 to get 4. So it has to be my groups. So I have 4 barns. There's 5 horses in each barn. How many horses do I have altogether? In this one here, I can either count by 5 or I can double it and double it. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. 4 times 5 equals 20. N equals 20. How many horses? 20 horses. And then I box my answer. Okay, number 7. Danielle has $35 in her collection. She wants to display them on shelves with the same number of dolls on each shelf. How many dolls should she put on each shelf? Finding my each is right here, close to my question mark. So now that I know that my each is my unknown, again, I can put in my multiplication, my equals. Danielle has $35 in her collection, so that's my total. She wants to display them on 5 shelves. There would be my 5. Because I'm missing a factor here, I need to do the opposite operation. My large number comes first, then my 5 equals n. To solve this, I count by 5 till I get to 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that's 5, 6, 7. 35 divided by 5 equals 7. N equals 7. How many dolls? 7 dolls. My box. My answer. Okay, again, we're skipping number 2. Let's go to number 4. Pepe sent 15 gifts to his family members. He sent an equal amount of gifts to 3 different addresses. How many gifts did he send to each address? There's my each, close to my question mark. Now I know that each is my unknown or my variable. I put a multiplication sign there, put an equal sign there. Pepe sent 15 gifts to his family members. 15 gifts would be my total. He had 3 different addresses, so 3 different family members. So this would be 3 different addresses, the same amount of gifts at each one, of a total of 15 gifts. Missing factor. Need to divide. 15 divided by 3 equals n. I can count by 3s to 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. N equals 5. How many gifts? 5 gifts. And then I box my answer. Number 6. 60 students are in the marching band. There are 10 rows of students. How many students are in each row? Again, here's my each and my question mark. So I know that's my unknown. Here's some hidden information, if you will. That word is 60, so that would be my total. 60 students are in the band. There are 10 rows. So I have 10 rows. I don't know how many are in each row, but I do know that I have 60 in my marching band. Missing factor, divide. So 60 divided by 10, so I always put my larger number first, equals n. I can count by 10s till I get to 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Maybe 5, 6. So 60 divided by 10 equals 6. Label my answer. N equals 6. How many students? 6 students. And then I box my answer. Number 8. There are 9 players on a baseball team. There are 6 teams in the league. How many baseball players are in the league? Well, let's see. There are 9 players on a baseball team. On every baseball team, there's 9 players. So that would be my each. There are 6 teams. 6 would not be my total because there's nothing I can multiply. Well, I could, but 6 is not my total. There are 6 teams. So I have 6 teams. Oh, I did this one wrong. So I'm going to just cross this out. I'm going to cross that out. There are 9 players on a baseball team, so I do know that. That's my each. And I know that I have 6 teams. So that would be my total. I can do the 9s trick because I'm multiplying by 9, so I put my 6th finger down. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So 6 times 9 equals 54. Label my answer. N equals 54. How many baseball players? And I'm going to write players. I want to go back to number 2 because 2 is not a multiplication problem. 2 is actually an addition problem. It is quite tricky because 72 and 9 can be, you can take 72 divided by 9, which is what we've been doing here. But what it says is, Leslie gave 72 balloons to children at the fair. After the fair, she had 9 balloons left. How many balloons did Leslie start with? Well, she gave 72 away, plus she has 9 left, so that would equal how many she started with. I have both my add-ins, so I'm just going to add. 9, 10, 11, regroup my 1, 7, 8. 81. So 72 plus 9 equals 81. N equals 81. How many balloons? 81 balloons. I don't know why they threw this one in there. I think it confuses the students, and we haven't really had it yet. So I'm more interested in 1, 3, 5, 7, 4, 6, 8 for tonight's lesson. And that's the end of tonight's lesson, Unit 1, Lesson 18.